Hey everyone, I'm Mine, and this is set number 71769, Cole's Dragon Cruiser from the LEGO Ninjago theme. This set contains 384 pieces, 4 minifigures, and will retail for $44.99 in the US. This set does not come out until June 1st, 2022 in most parts of the world, and August 1st, 2022 in North America, but it was sent to me early by the LEGO Group through the LEGO Ambassador Network, but all opinions expressed in this video are my own. Before I get started, I'd just like to ask you guys to please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm doing early reviews of all 9 of the Summer 2022 LEGO Ninjago sets, as well as early reviews of the Summer 2022 LEGO Minecraft sets, and lots of other very exciting stuff down the line. Only about 16% of my audience is actually subscribed to the channel, so if those kinds of videos sound interesting to you, by liking the video and subscribing it'll help you see them as soon as they're posted, and will also really help support me and the channel. But with all that being said, let's get on to the review. So here is Cole's Dragon Cruiser, and right off the bat, most exciting thing about this set is it is a Cole vehicle. Cole vehicles we don't get too often in LEGO, which is disappointing because they're usually really cool. So it makes me very happy to see that this one exists. Now, is it a good Cole vehicle? Well, let's go through that. So, of course, it is a car with big wheels. Of course, you can roll it around like this, go back and forth. And it's got a transformation feature with it, too. You see there's these big blade pieces on the back that are gold dual molded with trans orange, and if you pull them forward, the entire vehicle transforms. You have these like gold sea-bound blades that pop up right here. Obviously the big blades that I move to the front. And then you have these stud shooters at the back right here, which are now visible. And then when you want to undo it, you just push back the blades the other way. And there you go. The stud shooters are still there, but they're a little more hidden away. And then like the gold blades from sea-bound are more hidden away. And the vehicle seems less ready for attack mode and more like it's just traveling. Looking it up a little closer, I really like the hood right here. The orange is just such a fun color and I love how it's used. You also see there's paint rollers used right here and robot arms that come down. I think that's really interesting parts usage, but it's pretty effective in like building the front of the car. There's also this gold blade that comes up the front. Not sure how I feel about that. I feel like it might look better without that, but regardless, that is there. And then also this hood can be hinged open, and there's a tiny bit of storage inside. You can see by default inside there is a tiny hammer for Cole to carry. It's a bit small and silly, but I think it's cute, and it's a nice like new weapon for him. The front wheels of the car are nothing special, but there's nothing bad about them either. And then we come to the main area where minifigures can sit. You can see on the side there's the stickered piece, and it's got like this golden design and the symbol right here. This symbol's on all the Golden Ninja and appears in multiple different places in multiple other sets. And I'm not sure what order these reviews are going up, but I've mentioned in other reviews that this is similar to the Ninjago letter R, but it's not a perfect match. So I wasn't sure if that's what that was or not. But I was like, if it is an R, I don't know what R could mean. Well, I did realize after filming and editing a few reviews, that is probably R for resistance. Resistance against the Crystal King. Similar to how they called themselves the Resistance in Season 9 and Season 11. That's most likely what the letter R means right there. Which is cool to see a callback to that. On the other side, very similar golden design, but without the letter R. And then you have some other lettering in the Ninjago language right there. You have this big trans-orange windshield right here, and you can pop this off and get access into the interior. And you can see the interior is made with like the Speed Champion's car body piece, so that means you can actually fit 2 minifigures in here. So, for example, here's Cole in the driver's seat, but you can see a second minifigure fits in the passenger seat as well. Unfortunately though, this guy's a bit too big of a head to close the windshield up around him. So instead I'll use this version of Kai here, which does not come in this set, but it's just for demonstration purposes. Put both these guys in there, lean them both back, and yep, just like a Speed Champion set, the windshield closes right back up around them. I love to see that they're using like Speed Champion style car designs in non-Speed Champion sets, and that's really cool to see a Ninjago car like this. Looks pretty incredible. And then coming to the back of the car, things start to get a little messy. I get this is because the transformation feature's right here, so they have to leave a lot of open room. But yeah, there's just like a randomly placed stud, lots of other open studs, plenty of exposed Technic back here. The actual transformation bit does have Technic on it too, but I don't mind that because that's part of the transformation, so that makes sense. Same thing on the other side, and I just don't really get what's going on. Like, why is there a brown stud right here? It just feels kind of thrown together, and I'm really not a fan of that. I feel like it wouldn't be that hard to cover this up a little bit, make it look a little nicer, but I'm just confused as to why it's like this in the first place, and why the designers didn't originally make it look a little bit nicer. You can see beneath where the stud shooters sit, there's some gold ingot pieces back there, and then there's these gold wheels at the back, I guess, to be exhausts. These stud shooters we looked at a little bit from afar, but they're the new stud shooters that were introduced this year, and of course, if you push down on them, these studs will shoot out. And then finally, coming to the back wheels, they've got these golden covers on the tires, which look really cool. However, when you look at the inside of the wheels, yeah, that doesn't look good. The tan is really ugly and out of place, and for some reason there's just a Technic axle just sticking out. I'm not sure why they didn't cover that up with another one of these pieces, or like the half-size one of these pieces, And that shouldn't be too hard to do with your own parts. I just wonder why LEGO didn't do it themselves. So yeah, that's definitely a little bit disappointing to see. But as a whole, my criticisms of this build are very nitpicky. I think at the end of the day, it is still a fun build, and the transformation feature is genuinely very fun, which I think is the most important thing here. Could it be better? Yes, for sure. But I think like from here up, it's really good, and the back is messy, but it's not that bad, and I also feel like it's easily fixable. So on the whole, yeah, I'd say I like this build. But I'll go more in depth at the end of this video. Now let's move on to the minifigures, and then I'll give my overall thoughts. Here are the first two minifigures included in this set. We have Golden Cole and a Vengestone Brute. These are the two figures in the set that are not exclusive, however this is the cheapest way to get Golden Cole. And I guess also technically the cheapest way to get a Vengestone Brute, which is a little funny considering this is a $45 set. He comes in quite a few sets though, and Cole only comes in one other set, and that's the most expensive set of the wave. Regardless though, Cole is easily my favorite of the golden suits. That armor on top of the black just looks so amazing, the orange as an accent looks beautiful with it, and then the normal ninja robe underneath complements it all really well. I think this is a fantastic suit, and it would actually look really good with like the Master of the Mountain armor. You can also see he has the Legacy / Season 11 hood dual molded in gold and black, and then he's got that like Resistance R logo on the headband. Here's how Cole looks with his armor and mask removed, so now you can see his face print, nothing new there. But then there's a look at his back torso print as well as his alternate face, and that back torso print, once again, amazing. I love all the gold used, I love how it reflects in the light, and the orange is just such a great accent color. This is a spectacular minifigure, probably one of the best minifigures of the year. And then the Vengestone Brute is really good. For a generic villain, there's a lot here. I love all the trans pink, and the gunmetal gray is a really cool color as well, and I love how they're dual molded together in the head. The torso is really detailed, I love the whole crystal aesthetic it's got going on, and it's got like these little bits of gold like cracking in it. And then he's got two trans pink arms, which are super cool to see. And then in terms of his accessory, he has this trans pink sword. Yeah, I've said this in my other reviews, but these are really great, especially just for generic villains. I love how detailed these guys are. Really, really amazing minifigures. And even on that back print, yeah, like look how that silver reflects in the light. Super cool. And then we have what is, of course, the highlight of the set, Golden Dragon Kai. All four of the Golden Dragon minifigures are amazing, and Kai, I think he might be the second best one. Zane's definitely my favorite, but I have a tough time ranking them beyond that, because the rest of them are all just amazing. But yeah, you can see Kai uses a lot of trans red, which may not be immediately noticeable, because combined with the dark red torso, it doesn't like pop as much as some of the other ones. But that subtlety almost makes it cooler once you realize. And then he's got like this golden armor in the center with the K for Kai, and that continues into the trans red legs, and you just have fire bursting out of the center. He's got these huge wings at the back that originated on the Evo Fire Dragon from earlier this year, and they're connected on this new armor piece, which is very similar to the armor that the Shintarans wear. So I'm very curious if in the show they're going to get these wings from the Shintarans, or if it just happens to look similar. Regardless though, very cool part. And this minifigure is just beautiful all around. You can see he's got like this new golden dragon hood piece, and I wasn't a huge fan of that piece on Zane and Jay. I felt like it actually held those figures back, but combined with the trans red, like no, this looks sick. I think it would still look maybe cooler without the gold if it was just completely trans red. But trans red with gold is a very cool color combination. And now that I have this guy turned around, you can see my one issue with this figure, and that is those blue Technic pins. They're so out of place here and really take away from the look of this figure. Luckily, you can't really see them from the front, so from most angles it won't be an issue. But yeah, if you're looking at it from the back, look how out of place those look. The color just does not match at all. And with how beautiful this figure is, something looking so ugly on it just feels wrong. So yeah, not a fan of that at all. Really wish they managed to recolor those. But that's LEGO for you, they never recolor these. So it's about to be expected. Taking the hood off, you can see the head underneath is actually reused from the core Kai spinner, which some people may be disappointed by, but if I had to guess, this face was probably actually designed for this figure and then released early on the core Kai spinner. And I think it's fine that both figures use the same face, because it fits perfectly here. And if you take the entire wing attachment off, yeah, just like look how cool that trans red looks. This is like the perfect elemental burst Kai in my opinion, and like look how the gold and everything reflects in the light. Such a cool minifigure. Then turning him around, take a look at his back torso print, and you just have that letter K, Kai symbol at the back right there, with fire bursting out of it. That's not as cool as the back torso prints in some of the other ones, but it still looks pretty good. Yeah, it still doesn't beat Zane as my favorite of these, but once again, another fantastic minifigure. This is really, really nice. And then the final figure in this set is the Crystallized Aspheera figure. Super cool to see Aspheera's back, and I love how this figure looks. The head on Aspheera this time around is gunmetal gray dual molded with that trans pink, and that really gives her that whole like crystallized feel. She's also got this all new crystal armor piece that comes on all the generals, but it looks really great on her here, and I appreciate how they designed it so her head would still fit with it. Her torso is the same as the other crystallized generals, but you can see it's got the Overlord's logo and then just like these purple arms and everything. Really like the purple in these guys. Something about that just seems very cool. And then for her leg, she's unfortunately still stuck with the ghost tail. I kind of wish she would get a snake tail with this wave, but oh well. But another thing with the ghost tails, I feel like these colors aren't great for it either. This is, I'm pretty sure, just a reuse of the Overlord ghost tail from last year. And I think that was actually originally a Monkey Kitty Ghost Tail piece. And I mean, it's fine, it works well enough, but I think it would have been way cool if it was a trans pink Ghost Tail, because that would have fit the whole crystallized aesthetic a lot more. The purple just seems a little out of place with everything else. Not a huge deal though, and this figure still does look very good overall. And then the accessory on this one is a crystallized Sword of Fire. So if you haven't seen any of my other reviews with this crystallized piece, I'll show you how it works. So the Sword of Fire is its own separate piece, and Aspheera just comes with this crystallized blade. There's room to insert a bar piece right there, and that's where you can put the Side of the Quake, Shurikens of Ice, Nunchucks of Lightning, or, in this set, the Sword of Fire. Every golden weapon does come in every set that comes with at least one, and you get them in like the separate accessory bag. You get a total of 2 Swords of Fire, 2 Sides of Quakes, 4 total Shurikens of Ice, 2 sets, and 1 Nunchucks of Lightning in every single set. So if you'd rather Aspheera be carrying the Side of the Quakes and Nunchucks of Lightning or whatever, you can still put that together just from the pieces in this set. But the idea behind the Crystal Blade piece is you can have it crystallized or uncrystallized. Uncrystallized, in my opinion, this is a really, really bad Sword of Fire. It doesn't look like it at all. But I get it was designed to fit into this crystallized piece. And when it's in there, it does look a lot better. I can actually see this as the Sword of Fire. It's just when it's out, it feels very, very off. Here's how the torso of the figure looks with the armor and head removed, and there is the back torso print. Again, more of this like silver and gunmetal armored design, same as all the other generals, but very well designed. Yeah, quite a good figure on the whole, and I'm very happy to see Aspheera again. So, what are my overall thoughts on this set? I like it. I'd say it's a solid set all around. Is it a must-have? No, definitely not. Like, it's good, but there's nothing about this set that's exceptional. However, if you're a really big Cole fan, really big Kai fan, really big Aspheera fan, and you just want to get this set for the minifigures, I don't think you'll be disappointed by the build. But of course, the minifigures are the highlight of this set. The Kai minifigure is amazing. If you just want to get a winged ninja, I'd go for one of the cheaper ones, either Cole or Jay. But Golden Dragon Kai is a fantastic figure, and having all 4 together is really, really cool. The price on this one, just like every other set this wave, is not good, but compared to some of the other sets this wave, it could be worse. I think this is one of the more fairly priced sets of this wave. Should have been 40, probably should have been 30, but 45 isn't awful. I'm glad they at least didn't charge 50 for it. So if you want the best value for your money, this might not be the first place to look. But again, if this is a set you already want, it's not like a rip-off. It just could be better in terms of value. But on the whole, I'd say this is a solid set, and honestly, I'm just happy it's a cult vehicle. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of this set in the comments below. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, if you enjoyed this video, and please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I have more early 2022 Ninjago reviews coming very, very soon, as well as more exciting stuff down the line. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, by liking and subscribing, I'll help put those videos in your feed. But I think that's about all I have to say for this video. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!